Hi, I'm Julie. I'm a speech pathologist, and I've been spending the last decade or so working with children around transition to school.
And hi, I'm Kate. I'm from Reframing Disability. I'm an educator. I've spent the last 10 years in the education system, and I'm also a parent of children with disability. So, Julie, we've got schools are going to be opening up soon, and a lot of parents are thinking about how to rebuild friendships with their child's peers. So, what ideas do you have for parents, and how can parents start rebuilding these friendships before their child returns to school and continue once school starts?
That's so much to think about. So, some children will have been at home and not seen any other children for 3 months. So, they're not going to have had a whole lot of chances to practice their social skills with their peers during the stay at home order time. Other children will have continued to go to school throughout the lockdown. So for those families, their child's going to have been going to school. You're thinking, yep, they're doing fine. They know what's happening. But when school returns, it's going to be different because there'll be different children. So at the moment, many children that are attending school daily, if they're attending in person, will be in a multi-age group. When school goes back, they'll be going back to their old class. So, you know, the kids will be different. The child's, friendship opportunities will change. Um, some families have, throughout this stay-at-home period, been trying to do online catch-ups with peers. When that was all we could do, that was great. And if you've got that going on and your child, is FaceTiming a friend or Zooming a friend, once or twice a week, keep it going, particularly if it's a pre-established friendship. That'll be a great support person that they'll transition back to school with. If your child, you know, hasn't had any social contact up until now, a couple of announcements that have been made in the last few weeks will be really, really helpful. Um, so we have the friendship bubble, which is where children can elect to be in a bubble with up to two other children, I believe. So a group of three children can go
Yeah.
from house to house playing together as long as all the grown-ups are vaccinated. Um, that's awesome. Um, but what if your child's not in a group of three, or they normally play in a group of four or five, and they're the one that's been excluded. We still need to work out ways where we can play together. The friendship bubble, it's really important to remember it's for indoor play. Our children can still be in a group of up to five families. Um, if we're all fully vaccinated at the park, so we can do park picnics. This would be a great way for children that have higher support needs because you'd have more adult support around the children supporting those interactions, and just helping them out and being there to really facilitate that communication and grow those relationships. Another opportunity for children, particularly those that love the water, is doing an outdoor pool meetup. Some children, their sensory systems are a lot calmer when swimming and when in the water, and this can be a great way to have your child in their best place to communicate with their peers. So, outdoor pools are open to both vaccinated and unvaccinated grown-ups at the moment. The only rule is there's no sitting on the sidelines. Everyone needs to be in the water. So what better place to be to support your child in developing those new friendships, or rekindling old friendships. So there are a few opportunities and a few different ways we can begin to support friends. If we can't do any of those, if you're unfortunately a close contact and you're having to stay at home, you can talk about your child's friends. You can bring out the class photo that might have been taken earlier in the year and name the kids in the class. You know, you can talk
That's a
about
great idea.
birthday parties they might have gone to or experiences they might have had. All of those kinds of things can be really helpful to help your child reconnect with their peer group and their friendships ahead of school resuming.
That's a great idea, and there are lots of great ideas, Julie. And what about when the children do return to school? There might be children and friendships that have been established in other year groups. How can parents support their child if they're not actually given those opportunities to socialise at school? How can parents support their child?
So it's really important for families to remember that there is afternoons after school. Many children that can't socialize at school will end up going to the local park and meeting up there after school. And we've also got weekends. So, you know, at this stage, we're not quite sure when community sports will resume and those kinds of things. But we know children are going to playgrounds, are going to swimming pools. We know that, they are able to have play dates at home. So all of those things, are things parents can facilitate. And especially if you think your child needs that little extra help, um, to, to support their social interactions, having you there on the play date, providing those supports is probably even better than the opportunities they would have had in the school setting where there's only one adult supervising maybe 40 children playing together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our little people are going to be so excited to reunite with their friends um, now that we
Yeah,
can reunite a little bit, and then once they're back at school. Thank you so much for your time, Julie.
thanks.